So one of the big things that I like to try and talk about, and I always use my own, experience and, tell you honestly about what I'm doing and what I'm planning to do, just because where I quite literally put my own time and money is almost the proof in the pudding that if I thought it was crap or it didn't work, I'm not going to do it because then I'm just wasting my own time. As a small business owner, and although I outsource stuff to other people, essentially it is kind of just me, that I always try and think of hacks and ways to do things because I like to run a lean and efficient business, and that's something I talk about on the course. But basically, when you first set out, essentially what you have is that you have a cog, and your cog is basically how much time and effort you put in. So you have a person, you have a handle, and basically when you first start out in business, you have to work really, really hard and you're cranking that handle for whatever your business does. It could be producing t-shirts, it could be whatever it is. You generally have to work a certain number of hours to then generate profit at the end of it. With any business, and it's going to be more prominent in version 2, we talk about how actually if you start to invest in your business and different things within the business, you can actually create a bigger machine which allows you to create momentum in a way that generates a lot more profit for the same amount of effort. But the same is also true for milestones. So I wanted to talk about something called inertia milestones, because actually when you first set up a business, there are often costs and fixed costs that you have to pay to kind of get up and running. So the first one could be basically computers, IT equipment, whatever it is that you kind of need. It could be an office, it could be whichever. And basically what you often find is that to pay for those stuff, either you can raise external finance, but you often have to give away a proportion of your company and or profits or whichever, which can be, it's essential in some industries, especially if you need to make a lot of stuff or it's a really kind of big investment. For smaller businesses, you can kind of get away with it. But what I wanted to talk about is that actually, when you know what the dream is that you're actually trying to achieve, I joke with people, my goal in 5 to 10 years time is to work 4 days a month. I would love to travel the world, speak at conferences, do the cool stuff, do the live streams because I actually enjoy this. But in the process of doing that, there's a lot of stuff that I need to build in order to be successful. So one of them is, say, social media following and just reach. You have, actually, I'm going to write these down. You got social, I'm going to say tech stroke setup. So for instance, I didn't always have this, and it is quite a posh setup in terms of what I'm trying to do. But for where I'm trying to create and what I'm trying to do, you kind of need it in order to create an experience that people are willing to kind of pay for and react with. And there's lots of other stuff as well, even just knowledge. And actually, I'm going to throw networking as well. So again, your knowledge changes over time, especially if you're into personal development and stuff like I am. And actually that does stay with you. You know, it takes a lot of time to read a book, but once you've read that particular book or done that course, you don't have to read it again. You've already kind of got the knowledge. But the reason why I wanted to talk about building inertia milestones is that when you first set out, yes, there's a massive learning curve that actually you need to work really, really hard to either build the social following or actually pay for the stuff. So I self-fund all my kind of stuff. All of this I paid for myself out of all the consultancy kind of work. But the point is, it might cost you £50,000 to actually get to this point where you've bought all the stuff, you've got the office, you've got the social following, etc. One of the big ones for me actually, which I'm starting to look at, is actually my website and stuff at the moment is fine, but it's not where I want it to be. I want it to be world class. And also I'd love to have an app as well, which I've spoke about in the past, where basically it's for push notifications, so that no matter where you are in the world, if a classroom session is going to start and people have opted in that they want the little ping up to say, your 3 p.m. is about to start. The point is that will add a lot of credibility to the business, and it will be expensive, but I only ever have to do it once. And the idea about the inertia milestone is at the moment I'm working really, really hard to pay for this. But actually once I've done it, if it's a sustainable thing which isn't going to disappear, actually if I wanted to, within another 6 months, or to be honest, even as soon as you've paid the bill, I've done the hard work that will keep the momentum up but without me having to work as hard. Does that make sense? So it's almost, it might take 10 years to actually build 10,000 followers on YouTube, but once you have it, they're not going to magically disappear unless you do something kind of drastic. But the point is, in all of our businesses and careers, often it is more effort at the start to get to a certain point. But the trick is to actually build a mechanism, a machine, which allows you to grow and scale. And actually, this could be even a team of people that you employ, or it could be better processes. It could be whichever you want. But the point is, people often get trapped through working hard and they keep cranking that wheel and earning their money. But the issue is, if they don't reinvest back to create a more efficient machine or invest back into the brand, the website, whichever, they're always going to be stuck on the same hamster wheel to work as hard as they always have to earn the same amount of money. As well, ironically, if you can invest back into the business, if you're cash generative, there are different milestones that, yes, you might be able to do this, and that's kind of where I am now. But actually, in 3 years' time, it could be a much bigger wheel. And the trick is, never be afraid to invest back in, but also if you invest in the right things, they can be a major milestone that, yes, it's a lot of effort to actually get to the point where you make the purchase and get the benefit. But after you've done that, you can cycle downhill. And I think it's one of the things that I'm kind of going through this process now, that I'm very much here. So I'm working really, really hard to build something, but I'm also doing it in a way that once it has its own momentum and inertia. So for instance, if I can get 1 million followers on the different social channels, I've got the apps up, I've got the website, I've got the textbooks written, I know what the classroom sessions are, and I've got distributors and different people, it then gets a lot easier. The challenge is, I guess, if you keep wanting to grow, and then you keep having bigger and bigger challenges, but that's a choice. But the point is, if you don't invest back in key pieces of equipment or efficiency or whichever, you're always going to be on that hamster wheel, and it's going to be a tough, tough gig. And it was just something I wanted to kind of talk about. But never forget, again, it's really important to promote yourself and get the word out there about what you're trying to do and that kind of thing as well. So hopefully that made sense, but if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out. And Simon or anyone else as well, I'd love to know in the comments, just any thoughts or ideas about what you've done, about your own business, or even things that you want to invest in that maybe you haven't done yet, but it's almost on your pipeline of stuff for the future.